can't believe we reached this point. We're at page 50. So this is a great marker. We're at the bottom of page 50, about ready to bleed into page 51. You're still here. We're taking the journey together still. This today is part 9 AP of Ted Greene's chord chemistry. We encounter today the dominant 11 flat 9 chords, or the 11 flat 9, which consists of the root, the 3, the 5, the flat 7, the flat 9, and the 11, and a few other strange chords. And you'll note that roughly the A7 or the A11 flat 9 with no third, let's go ahead and just take a look at that real quick. You have the root on A, flat 7, the flat 9, and then we have the 11. That functions as the 11 flat 9 with no 3. But then we have that's also equivalent to the G major or the G minor 6, 9. So for example, we have the 2 in the bass. If this is G root, we have the 2 in the bass, the root, and then the flat 3, and then the 5, or you can make that the 9, right, or the 6 on the top. This also is equivalent to the C13, which is with no root. So we have the C chord, right? We have the 13 in the bass, we have the 5, the flat 7, and the 9. So we have a lot of stuff to think about. Also, the A11 flat 9 with no 3 or 5th is equivalent to the G minor add 9, and we roughly already covered that. But if you wanted to, let's talk about it more in the comments below. A11 flat 9 with no 3 or root is the same as G minor 6, the C9 with no root, and the E minor 7 flat 5. So let's take a quick look at that. We have the 4 of the E minor 11 or E minor 7 flat 5, which is okay. Then we have the flat 3, then we have the flat 5, and then the flat 7. So notice that the A11 flat 9 with no root moved up 3 frets equals A7 flat 9 augmented flat with a flat 5. So we have the flat or the sharp 9, we have the flat 9, and then we have the 3 and then the sharp 5 right here. So all functions of the A root note. So important relationships to remember. Also notice the relationship between A13 sharp 11 with no 3 and E minor major 7 9 and E minor major 7 9 11. So we'll come up to those as we proceed through. Let's go ahead and get started right away. So the first chord we're starting with right today is the E11 flat 9, which is on fret number 5. Position number 5, we start with the root, then we have an optional tone. Again, the circle tones are there for you to discover on your own if you'd like. I'm going to focus on just nailing down all of these fretted tones, the black dots. So root flat 7, then we have the flat 9, and then the 11 on the top. Very cool stuff. A11 flat 9 on fret number 3, so we have the one that we started with basically today. We have the root, the flat 7, the flat 9, and the 11. Yeah. A11 flat 9 on position number 3. Let's take a look at the thumb. We have the root, and then we have the 5, the flat 7, the flat 9, 11 on the top. So we're extending our reach a little bit with a bigger grip. Looks pretty funky to me, but it's right there and functional with the root note in the bass. Remember to tonicize these chords, Jason. All right. And thank Mr. Greene for sharing these with us. Okay. A11 flat 9, position 3. So we have the flat 7, the 11, and then the root right here in the middle of the chord. You think we're playing like a police song, but we're not, you know. Flat 7, 11, root, and then we have the flat 9 and 11. Oh, the minor 9, really cool. Very cool. But the A note is there, there. worth the effort. Position number 10, A11 flat 9. We're starting on position 10 right here with a flat 7. We're doing basically the same voicing but an octave higher. Yeah, and then we can separate, we can get that bass note in there with a little tap of the fret hand, right? Or the picking hand. That's what it is. A11 flat 9 on position 3. So we're starting here with 11, flat 7, flat 9, and then 5 and root on the top. Oh yeah, super important, especially with this chord where it feels sort of discombobulated, to tonicize the root notes. All right, position 5, and we have the flat 9 for the first time in the bass. Let's go flat 7. Let's go up here to 11 and then to 5 and root note. Oh, you just gotta love these sonorities. Let's take a look at position 9 again, or position 5 again with the A11 flat 9. This time we're using the root, we're kicking that up, changing some things around. We have the root, flat 7, 11, 5, and then flat 9 on the top. E11 flat 9, let's jump up to position number 9, shall we? And look at flat 7, we have the 5, we have the flat 9, 11, and the root on the top. So we're hearing the flat 7 in the bass. All right, good. E11 flat 9 on position 7. Let's go ahead and take a look at the root to flat 5. Oh, I'm sorry. We're looking at the 5 in the bass, flat 9, and then root note, and then 11 on the top. A11 flat 9, it's getting a little creepy here, with the flat 9s in the bass. So we have the flat 9, the 11, the flat 7, and then the 3, and then the 5. Oh yeah. Yeah, who knew the guitar could be so mysteriously beautiful? All right. E11 flat 9 on position 5. So we're starting to get away from those two optional tones for the moment. We're starting with the flat 5, 6, 7, 8, fret 8, which is the flat 9. Again, the 11, the flat 7, and then the root note on the top. And you could probably hear the bluebirds in the walls here if you listen carefully. This is Bluebird Studio, you know. So E11 flat 9 on position 2. Let's take a look. We start here with the 11, the flat 9, and then the flat 7, and then the root on the top. Makes all the difference in the world when we play, instead of C minor 9 or D minor 9, we have the E as the bass notes, and then that turns it into the E11 flat 9. Very cool sonorities here. Oh yeah, very cool stuff. A11 flat 9, position number 8. So we have, beginning with the flat 7, and then we're on the flat 9, the 5, and then the root note on the top. This is what it sounds like when you lay the root note down in the bass. Yeah. E11 flat 9 on position 5. Let's start with the 5. We have the 11 in the bass. Then we're skipping way up to the G string. We have the flat 7, the flat 9, and then the 5. Oh, let's see. We're skipping way up there. Takes a little convincing the brain to get familiar with that chord shape. E11 flat 9 on position number 5. So let's go ahead and start with the 11 at the root note, and then we're headed down to the flat 7, and then down to the flat 9. A11 flat 9, and the reason why we're going through these chords is that we want to be sure that we've played every single one of these chords, chord by chord, all the way through the book. All right, pardon me for a minute. We have the 5 of the A11 flat 9 on position 5. We have the starting with a root note, so we'll try to tonicize that. We have the 5, the flat 9, the 11, the flat 7, and then the root note on the top. That's a little more palatable, this arrangement of tones. Yeah, although there's tension hidden in the middle of it, in the midst of the chord. A11 flat 9, let's take a look at position number 2. We have the thumb rolling, which gets me a little bit worried sometimes, but the thumb is good. We're bringing that over for some bad technique, welcome in jazz, you know. So flat 7, we have the 5, the flat 9, and then the root note on the top. Yeah. E11 flat 9, so we're on the top of page 51 now. Welcome to page 51. All right. Position number 8, we have the flat 9, the 5, the root, and then the 11. Some of these are just really addictive sound. They just sound so good. You want to just loop them and play solos over them, and that's highly recommended, actually. If you have questions about what to do and what to use, you can always comment in the, just comment in the comments below, and we pay attention to those carefully. And A11 flat 9 on position 5. So we're starting with the 11, the flat 9, the 3, and then the flat 7 on the top. And this is a good opportunity for us to just tonicize the chord with the root note in the bass. And E11 flat 9 on fret number 7. So we start with the 11 again, flat 9, 3, and then let's do this. 7, 8, 9. So we have the 11, we have the flat 7, the 3, the flat 7 again. So 11 flat 9, 3, and flat 7. A11 flat 9, so we're on position number 10 right at the moment. So we have the A, which is A11. This is the 10th fret, which is 11, the flat 9, the 3, and then the flat 7. If you want, you could grab that first finger bar or to grab the root note on the top. That helps quite a bit. E11 flat 9 on position 5. That's the 11 in the bass. Again, we're hearing from that 11 to 3. Then we have the flat 7 and then the flat 9. there for a moment. E11 flat 9 on position number 3. So we're starting with the 11 again in the bass, flat 9, then we skip up to the B string to get the flat 7, and then the 3 on the top. So we have really great sounds here. A11 flat 9, we're on to position 2. So we're starting with 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have the 11 in the bass again, the flat 9, the 3, and then the flat 7. So let's see what we've got here. We have, I think I'm going to flip my fingers around from the way I normally would finger this, just so I can secure the fingering in a more, user-friendly guitar voicing. Here it is with the bass note in there again, the A. A11 flat 9 on position number 5. We have the 11, the 3, the flat 7, the flat 9 on the top. A11 flat 9 again, we're starting on fret number 5, so we have 11 flat 7 3 flat 9. We could play all 6 strings with the root, the flat, or the 11 flat 7 3 5 and flat 9. E11 flat 9 on position number 9. So we're starting with 3 and 4. So there's a situation right here right away. So we know something's happening here that we might not enjoy. So flat 7 3, we have flat 7 3 for the E11 flat 9. We have on fret number 9, we have finger 1 showing up for the job, and then which is the 5th, and then we have the flat 9 3 flat 7 on the top. So it's a full 6-finger chord, 6 string. It feels like a 6-finger chord. But rest assured, it's only a 4-fingered chord on fret number 9. That's a great one. We're moving right along to fret number 10, position 10, and we start with the 3, the flat 7. This is E11 flat 9 with a 3, the flat 7, the flat 9, E11 on the top. A little more normal as far as finger gripping is concerned. A11 flat 9, we're starting to ship ourselves back to position number 9. We're starting with the 2nd finger barring or double stopping the 10th fret for the 11 and the flat 7 and then the 3 and then the, what is going on here? The flat 9. Good stuff. A11 flat 9, so we're taking a trip back to position number 7, the old memory lane. Remember those days where, all right, we have the flat 9, the 11, the flat 7, and then the 3. You could place the 5 in the bass there if you'd like, but here's the bass note, the root note in the bass. E11 flat 9 is position number 7. We have 4 more chords and we'll take a quick breather. We have, because we have we're about halfway through maybe. So not to dishearten you by any means. So we have E11 flat 9 with position number 7. So we're on 10, so we have the flat 7. We're coming back to 7 for the flat 9, or the 11 on the D string. Then we have the flat 9 right here, and then the 3. And here's the E note in the bass. Just amazing shapes. E11 flat 9 on fret number 4, so we have the 11 starting out, starts us off. We're up to 7, 6, and then 4 again. So we have the 11, the root note, the flat 9, I'm sorry, the 11, the flat 7, the flat 9, and then the 3. A11 flat 9, 13. Let's take a look at position number 2. So we have the flat 7, we have the 11, then we're moving along. We could grab that note right there on that 5, but we'll go up to grab that flat 9 and then the 3. And then if you want, grab that 13 on the top. Big fat, big, huge chord here. There's the root note. E11 flat 9 on position number 4. So we're starting with, you could use the 3 in the bass if you like. You have the 7, and then you have the, let's see, 4. So this is position 5, or fret 5, so the 11 if you like. The root note, 11, the flat 7, and then we have, what do you call this? The flat 9, and then the 3 on the top. This is a great shape right here. E11 flat 9 one more time on position number 5. Starting with the 11 on the top, we have the flat 9, and then we have the flat 7. And then you can place the 3 in the bass if you'd like. Yes, so if you don't yet have the book, you can grab it right here in the link in the card above or the link in the description, so that you can follow along at your complete leisure. I trust that you're enjoying your time, your trip through all of this work with me, and I know I'm certainly enjoying it. And if you do have questions, you can always email me at growth@jasoncareyguitar.com. You can also find me every weekday morning all throughout 2025 to extend our stretching situation at my morning. It's a live stream, it's a vertical live stream, and I do this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you are more than welcome to join. It's free, and it's sort of a Kickstarter for this whole program that we're working through. If you're not already doing a warm-up, or if you are doing a warm-up and you'd like to warm up together, alone together on the internet, come and find me every morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll continue along with position number 7, and that's going to be E11 flat 9 with a 13 optional. We have the flat 9, the 11, the flat 7, the 3, and then you could place the 13 on the top with an optional, one of those circled tones there. And drop the bomb, and that gives you the bass note, the root note in the bass. E11 flat 9, so let's go ahead back to position number 4. We'll start with 3, and then we come down to find the flat 9, and then the flat 7, and then the 11. E11 flat 9. Let's take a look at fret number 5. So we have the root note, the flat, this is E, not A. So this is the 11, the flat 9, the flat 7, and then the 11. Next we have the E11 flat 9 on position number 4. So we have a lot of optional tones to explore here, a lot of potential. But we're starting with the flat 7, the 11, the flat 9, and then the 3 on the top. And we're playing string groupings here. We have the A and the D strings, and the B and the high E strings. E11 flat 9, again on position 4, we have a double stop in the bass, so we're on fret 5. 11 flat 7, and then we skip up to the flat 9 and the 3. Really outlandish. E11 flat 9 on position number 7, so we're using position 7 with the flat 9 to begin with, the 11, the flat 7, the 3, and then the flat 7 doubled on the top, or you could make that 13. Right, of course you could. E11 flat 9 on position 3, so we're looking at through the 3rd of the E in the bass, the G sharp, the flat 9, the 13, and then the 11 on the top. Yeah, really funny shape here. A11 flat 9, and we're just walking through these note by note, chord by chord. All right, 2, we're starting with maybe the 13 on the top. This is A11 flat 9, so we have the 11 in the bass, the flat 7, the flat 9, and the 3 with a 13 on the top, and a potential bass note in the root note. E11 flat 9 with the 13, so we're on position 5, starting right away with the 11, jumping up to the flat 9, flat 7 on the G string, and the 3 on the B string. So we have a very tense, delicate situation. A11 flat 9, we're looking at position number 2, so we have finger 3 double stopping fret number 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have the 11, the flat 7, the flat 9, the 3, and the root note on the top. How's that for harmonic salad? All right, we've got an A11 flat 9 on position 10, flat 9 right away. You can recognize that in the bass, flat 7. Then we have a 3. Let's see, the 11, we don't have a 3. You could use the 5, and then you could use the 3 on the top, though, couldn't you? Ooh la la. A11 flat 9 on position number 6. So we'll start right here with a flat 9 in the bass, and then we've got this really cool diagonal pattern that just lifts us up to the 11, the flat 7, and the 3. With a flat 9 in the bass, moving back up to the D probably. All right, A11 flat 9 augmented. Whew. All right, here we go. I know I'm making some funny sounds today, folks, but we'll get through it. We have the 3, the flat 9, the flat 7, and then we have the 11 in the bass. Very cool. Sonorous. A11 flat 9 augmented, position number 8. This gives us the 11 in the bass. It gives us the flat 9 in the D string area. And then we have the augmented 5th. And then we have the flatted 7, and then the 3 on the top. Ooh, yeah, just a ton of tension right there. Just grips you by the guitar strings. All right, A11 flat 9 augmented on position number 10. We have the flat 7, the 3, the flat 9, and then the 11 on the top. If you wanted to, you can use the flat 7, the 3, the flat, or the sharp 5 right here. That gives us all of the tones that we might be craving, you know. We might be craving some additional tensions. And thank goodness for chords like that, because that's where they come from. E11 flat 9 augmented, position number 10. We have the flat 7 in the bass, the 3, the sharp 5, the flat 9, and the 3. So there's the root note. A11 flat 9 augmented, starting on position 10 again. Then we have the 11. We're not changing a whole lot, but enough. We're changing to the 11, the flat 7, the 3, the sharp 5, the flat 9. Here's the A11 flat 9. 𝗪𝗓𝘄𝑚𝑦. The A11 flat 9 augmented, position 10, we have the 11. Then we have the 3. Then we have the ever exciting flat 7, and then the flat 9, and then the sharp 5 up here if you want. Gives us a really great pliable color that we can use to just expand our horizons. A11 flat 9 augmented with a flat 7 in the bass, the 11, and then we have the, let's see, the 3, the sharp 5, and the flat 9. So we are really thinking about that flat 7 being in the bass, and that it's really the A chord. Whew. A or E11 rather, flat 9 augmented on position number 8. So we're doing the old first fingers hanging 10 here from between the, you know, getting the curl of the wave here. And we have, let's move on up to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have fingers 3 and 4, which is to say that we are using the 11 and then the flat 7. Finger 2 grabs that flat 9. Then we have finger 1, the first instance of finger 1 on its edge, on the 3, and then the second finger 1 on its edge wrapped around, grabbing the sharp 5, making it augmented. Brilliant chord there, brilliant shape. A11 flat 9 augmented on position 5 with a flat 9. 11 flat 7, 3, sharp 5. You could use that. Get that root note on the top, you know, if you like. Oh, here we go. There it is, that's what I meant to say. A11 flat 9 augmented with the 11 on the bass, position 5, flat 7, 3. We have the sharp 5, flat 9 with the A in the bass again. A11 flat 9, flat 5 this time. So we'll take a look at the I guess it's the 11 in the bass, flat 9, and then we're on to the flat 7 and then the 3. So we have basically what we're doing is including the optional tone as the flat 5. So we have the 11, the flat 9, the flat 5, the flat 7, and then the 3. Just like the sound of like sticking your tongue out, you know. Just a really wild sound on the guitar. All right, A11-13 flat 9. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we're starting with the flat 9 in the bass, the 5, the flat 7, the 11, the 13, and then the root on the top, if you would like to do that. Flat 9, we have the flat 9, the 5, flat 7, and then I'll use that finger 4 to double stop that what is that? The G and the B string. So we have the flat 9, the 5, flat 7, the 11, 13, and root on the top. Very cool chord. E11-13 flat 9, so we have position number 9, again starting with the flat 7 in the bass, the 5, then we're going to continue moving with the, this one gets a little crampy, so we have flat 9, or flat 7, 5, flat 9, 11, and 13 on the top. Maybe we come, you know, maybe we're better off just using the finger 3 as a double stop. Quite possibly. E11-13 flat 9. And position 7, so we have the flat 9, the flat 7, the jump back here for the old, it looks like we're on fret number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we are up to fret 11. So let's start with the flat 9 for this E11-13 flat 9. So we have the flat 9, the 13, then we have the flat 7, and then the 11 on the top. A11 flat 9. Let's take a look. Let's jump right back to position number 5, flat 7, no, flat 9, 5, flat 7, 11, and then 5, and then root on the top. E11-13 flat 9, we have the 11, flat 7, and then we have the 13, the flat 9, and then the 5 on the top. You could use the 3 in there too if you like. E11-13 flat 9 on position 7. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 5, flat 9, flat 7, then the 11 and 13. So we've got these 3 strings, 2 strings on the bottom, and then we have the 3 strings on the top to grab. A11 sharp 5, position number 4, so we're starting with 5. So I'm going to begin with putting my faith in triple stopping with the second finger. So we have the root, 11, flat, 7, 9, let's see, and then we have the sharp 5, root on the top if you'd like. E11-13 flat 9, we have the thumb on fret number, we're on position 6, so this is the 5 in the bass. We could option in on that rounded tone here, that circle tone, but I'm using the thumb, so that's 5. Then I have 11, flat 7, flat 9, and then the 13 on the top. It sounds altogether different without the flat 9. Very cool voicing. E7 flat 9 sharp 11, so that's on position number 9, flat 7 in the bass, the 5, the flat 9, the sharp 11, and then the flat 7 on the top. A6 sharp 9, oh man, here we go. Position number 11. So we're on 12. We have the root, or the 5, the root, the 6, 9, and then the 3, and then the sharp 11 if you want on the top. Or the sharp 5, sorry, that's the sharp 5. Very good. E6 sharp 9 is on position number 11. So we have the old 12, we have the old 3, and we have the old 6, we have the old, I guess it's the sharp 9, and then the 5, and then the root. So this is going to be a wild one right here. A6 sharp 9 on position number 7, so we have the old 3, the root note, I guess, and then the 5, and then the 6, and then the sharp 9 on the top. Really cool, really nice voicing. 1 or 3, 1, 5, and then 6 color tone, and then sharp 9 on top of it. A11 flat 9 on position number 5, and we're looking at flats. We're looking at 11 flat 9, 3, 5, and root note. And sometimes it's in the delivery of how we play these chords, right? Whether they can work or not. A11 flat 9 augmented on the first of the last 3 chords here, starting on position number 8, which gives us a thumb on 10, so which indicates Mr. Greene would like us to play the 11 in the bass. So we'll go ahead and humor this one. We'll play the flat 9, the 3, the 13, and then the flat 7 on the top. Just a beautiful chord sound. E11 flat 9 on position number 10, so we're way up there. So we have the flat 7, 11, and then up to 10, 11, 12, 13. Oop. The 3, oh boy. So this is a really wild one. This is starting right here with flat 9, the 3, the 11, and the flat 7. A11 flat 9 on position 5, so we're going to just start with root 5, 11 flat 9, and then flat 7 in the bass. Probably my favorite voicing out of all of these. All right, and for obvious reasons, you know, just sounds great, feels great. Thank you again for continuing to walk with me through this wonderful journey, part 9AP, I believe today. We just finished most of page 51, and if you still find you need the book, you can grab it right here in the link in the card above or the link in the description. And I won't keep you any longer, but I wish you, until we meet again, well, before I do that, if you would like to continue on this journey, which I assume you do, go ahead and look at this video right here, And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking.